Hi, I'm Nadia Kingsley, and I run a small publishing house called Fair Acre Press in Shropshire in the UK. I'd like to tell you about one of the books that I've been lucky enough to publish, and it's called These Are the Hands. It's co-edited by Dr. Katie Emile, who's a GP in Hackney at this point in time, and also by the emergency poet Deborah Alma. I have Stephen Fry's name on the back of a book that I've published. Can you imagine that? What he says is a wonderful anthology to celebrate the NHS, which itself is the greatest poem a country has ever written. You can hear him say that, can't you? Wonderful. Michael Rosen says, the very heart of who we are and what we are here for. An exciting and wonderful book. All the proceeds from the sales of this book go to NHS Charities Together. And there are videos with the actual poets reading their own poems, but I do know that this poem hasn't been read in a video, and I would also like to read it because the poet who wrote this is Keith Chandler, who I've published his collection, The Goldsmith's Apprentice, and I've also published 2 pamphlets by him, The Grandpa Years and The Ballad of Kitty Cockroach. Keith, at one point in his life, was an administrative assistant in medical records in a hospital. But this he wrote from a personal experience, and it's called Chemo Nurse. I hope I do it justice. I'm sure I won't. Keith reads this wonderfully. So, Chemo Nurse. How wonderful you are, bursting late into this waiting room of politeness and fear with its hello country life fantasines, discreet flyers, how to stay positive, help groups, homeopathic diets, and chapel just along the corridor. Without apology, showing everyone with a ta-da whisk of your ocelot, the ladder running up inside your inside thigh, announcing without tact or holdback in a half Brummie, half Jamaican accent, how lucky it was you wore knickers today. Taking by the hand, one by one, the women in not quite convincing wigs, or bald as an egg, or surreal woolen hats, towards what you call your milking parlour, talking 19 to the dozen, so they hardly notice being rigged up to the poison drips. Talking 19 to the dozen about the daughter you left late again at her first school, managing even among the moon-faced and eyebrowless to raise a smile, fitting the needle so they hardly notice how difficult it is now to find a vein. In this palace of fake cheerfulness, with its wiped clean smiles and flower prints and a chaplain who asks if there is anything. All morning I hear naughty laughter billowing out from behind the screens and think, yes, you are the real thing. Thank you.